Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, April 16th. It's a what the Friday? Look at these markets continuing to climb higher. We've had some more bank earnings out this morning. Be sure to go to earningswhispers.com to check for those earnings, but earnings overall have been doing well. And here on the chart, what I have is the SPY futures. Now, this is a weekly chart. And I did this so it's a little clearer of a picture from where we have come in just over a year. Last March, you see right back here, last March was February into March was the decline, right? We were way back down here at 2174. We are now nearly double that in a year. And the reason I point this out isn't to be a naysayer or a negative Nelly in any means. It is simply to point out that a rest should be anticipated. Doesn't mean, just keep watching the price action on those daily charts. But, as soon as we get a little bit of a trend change, the mind shift is quick. And I get all of the, oh my gosh, we're going into a bearish market. Oh my gosh, we're going into a correction. Oh my God. No, we're taking a pause because we've kind of climbed Mount Everest here and we need to take a break. So keep that in mind. We'll probably continue as long as earnings continue to go well. I think that we'll continue to kind of grind higher here through earnings. And then maybe at that point, things will start to reset a little bit. And that is an extremely healthy part of the market. We need to have the pullbacks, the corrections, the rotation in sectors, because if you stay hot in one sector, we've seen that the NASDAQ is what really led us. And then all of a sudden, when it cooled off, the panic that set in, it always amazes me because I always come back and look at these longer term charts and say, well, but we're still doing really well. So let those rotations happen. Expect them, play them, and be grateful for them, because otherwise we end up with something that looks a lot more like a dot-com bubble where the rotation out didn't happen until it was too late. So these rotations are very healthy for the market. All right, but like I said here today, we do continue to climb higher. We continue to have good earnings out in those big banks. And then, of course, the banks are really what start off the earnings season. And then we'll get into all of those other big tech names will be coming up here shortly. So a lot on tap throughout the rest of April and into the beginning of May. All right, climbing higher. And I'm going to come over here and look at oil. Now, oil is something that we hate that when it goes up because we pay for it. If you drive, you're paying for it, right? And so we don't like when oil does this, but it too is part of a very healthy recovery, healthy market. And we are staying nicely above the 50 this time. When we got kind of started to climb up above the 50 here, we fell back, right? So we really took our time, built a lot of volume here. So there's a lot of support in oil right around this 60 area. And now we're starting to make that move up and came nicely out of this wedge that we had really honed in on. And now we are starting that upward trend, right in time for us to drive and take any kind of vacations, right? Because why wouldn't we do it at that point? I mean, that's the only time Troy and I are going to be driving to DC, so I could have given everybody a good warning that this was about to happen. This is the way it goes. Okay, now let's hop into some charts and take a look at a few things. Yesterday, I hopped into Uber. Uber, nice trend line here. We came very close to it, looking for a continuation on it. It does have earnings coming up. Had a very nice hourly chart, had very good flow. The other thing I really liked about Uber, last month they hit a record for ride shares. So they are continuing to grow as we come out and maybe a little bit faster than the market as a whole, like in different sectors, certain sectors, they were open the whole time, but Uber had gotten hit pretty hard, but now they're starting to really come back. They've expanded, they've gotten into some other areas. They, they partnered up with Walgreens to get people back and forth for their vaccine. So they're really trying to keep people out there, of course, delivering food, all that kind of stuff. So Uber, I very much like Uber here into their earnings. And so I got in there yesterday, probably a little bit earlier. I should have waited just a smidge there. But hey, it's okay. It means everybody else got a much better price than me. I am in the 521.65 calls, and I got in those at 208. My first target will be 10% here, but I have not set that sell in. I'll do that before the market. I'll set it in for like 230, and we'll take a look at it. But I very much like Uber, and I'm good holding that. That was intended as a swing trade, not just a day trade. I got the email saying, "Are you getting out?" No, not yet, not yet. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is GS. I am in GS. I'm going to look to add to GS today or take some JPM. JPM this morning, it needs to move above the 20. That'll bring us up above all of this congestion. And I'm actually looking to take shares in JPM, not opposed to taking some options along with that, as long as we move above the 20 and then close above the 20. It's tested it here a few times pre-market. But GS is the other one I would really like to add, maybe around 340, 341 if I get the opportunity. Okay, Don was trading Moderna. We're getting a little bit of a pullback here on this morning. I think this is an excellent looking chart. And it's barely down. It's like 159.10 right now. So we're just inside this candle. But we're just clearing up a lot of the, the congestion from back here, this busyness from back here. So I very much like this. Anything over, I'm going to say 158.50. And it's sitting at that 159. So if we get a little push moving up, maybe take it above yesterday's close, which was at 159.87, or we just say 160 on that. I like MRNA for continuation there. On those, the 521, 160s, or 170s, good activity there. AMGEN's the next one I'm looking at. AMGEN just, yeah. Oh, I was not paying attention to their overall earnings right there. That was my bad. I like this look here up to, we've cleared out a lot in here, right? We had this really nice climb. We brought our moving averages back together. We pushed up nicely. We built a little volume yesterday, looking for a move above yesterday's close. I think that a pretty decent target here would be that 259 area. On AMGEN, I'm looking at the 618, 260s. If we can clear that area, maybe we just take a nice little hike up. AA is one that we've talked about on and off quite a bit as of late. Like Alcoa, we had this nice pull in, right? Nice area of support here. Buyers kept stepping in, holding it above the 20. We made the move. Yesterday we relaxed in. We had earnings. Now watching for the move back to the north side in AA. I like the 716.34s. Well, might as well go ahead and look at X. Another one that's been on our watch list on and off quite a bit. The looking for the move back through the 20 to the top side there. Right now we are sitting just below that 20 at 22.40. So this may not come to play today. That's okay. We'll just wait for it. We do have earnings coming up, so it'll be a little bit shorter of a play. Still looking at the 618.25s on these, the same ones that were on the list yesterday and earlier in the week. Really just want to see it move up above that fib line there. AMT. Ooh. AMT, American Tower is the next one. Really nice push on green yesterday. Started to build a little bit more volume, so we had a green push with decent volume, although not a big move, right? And then we had on Wednesday, we had this pullback right back to the 8. Yesterday brought that volume right back in, but pushed it even higher. We do have an earnings catalyst coming up. AMT, the 618.250s are the ones I'm watching. Of course, you can always take those on a shorter term. We cleared out a lot of the people that were sitting in here. Now we're looking for the move back up to test those previous highs at 251. So AMT, 253, sorry, was that previous high. 618, 250s on those. And then another one that was on our list earlier in the week, I'm coming back to it, Dash. So Dash was on our list on Monday, I believe. Oh, yeah, and I still like Starbucks too, by the way. Just kind of looking back over my list here. Dash, like Dash for the move over the 50. That is what I am waiting for here. This was earlier this week. We pushed straight through that point of control, held in very nicely. Yesterday started to put just a smidge more volume in. We hit that more volume than what we've had, I guess is what you could say. Nice move up. We closed over the top of all of the buyers that were sitting in here, all of that volume, looking for a move up above the 50 on DoorDash. All right, that is it for me this morning. I hope you have a fantastic day. Keep an eye. A lot of those bank names are moving. Tech still creeping along here. Apple still looks great. It's been hanging at the same pivot. I'm in the Apple. And I took the shorter term Friday, not there for next Friday. So we'll see if I roll those. I am very comfortable rolling those. So I'll keep a look at that. We do have those earnings coming up on the 24th, right? Oh, 28th. Right, we keep hitting this ceiling. If we break through this ceiling, there's a lot of potential to the upside there on Apple. Just need to catch some of that momentum. There is a monthly pivot right where we keep hitting as well, and that's sitting just shy of that 135 mark. Okay, have a fantastic Friday. I will see you in the chat room, or if you have any questions, you can always reach out, heatherc@givingtreetrading.com.